And hello, and I want to thank you for joining me. I'm ALANCOOK, the proud owner of the Dion painting, which is the older Mona Lisa. This is the younger Mona Lisa. I have another YouTube similar. I'm going to throw in a couple more similar to the effect of the others. But this is the younger Mona Lisa again, and is in her teens, and she's probably 45 to 55 years old. I'm still trying to peg down the actual year. It's probably written somewhere. I'll come across it. Most likely. If I don't, well, she's still beautiful for whatever age she is. But I want to thank Gavin Newsom, our governor of California, for having a heart and caring about everyone. Every time he speaks, he seems to have an expression in his tone of his care of life and meaning of what he has to say, for what he has been brought before him on coming up with a decision. His decision may change the next day depending upon each information he gets, but you can tell that he follows the best that he has brought before him, and he's human, and he reminds me of Kennedy for some reason, and I think he should run for president next time. Okay, Gavin? Anyway, again, I want to show you the hand that is in my painting, that is in the skull of the Mona Lisa. And I've been working on this for about 7 years, and I have over 600 YouTubes. It is the greatest painting on the planet, in my opinion, as a duet. Okay, the Mona Lisa became extremely popular when she was stolen, and she's still popular today. You want to steal a beautiful woman, right? Anyway, when you take my painting and overlay it into that little micro, now you know how small this is. This is probably the size of a quarter. That's probably in the Mona Lisa. Of course, I'm not absolutely certain by their logical dimensions, but I'm assuming that's what it is. But when you overlay this in particular areas, because his works, she fits 100% here, she fits 100% here. Okay, what he does, you can see how her eyes light up, her face lights up. You put it right here, how she lights up. You can shift this to one notch up even more, because his works, okay, moves like this. You see how I'm doing it? You can see through. Okay, so if you're on a park bench, here's park bench, okay, and you move it across, you're not going to just slide across like a conveyor belt. Now when you're doing Leo's work, Leo will make this work to where that you would, okay, here it goes. Here, perfect face. Perfect. Okay, look at this. The skull fits right into the body curve. He gets up. You can see his face right there. You see his face right there? Here's his hat, and here's his skull. So he is here in my painting, but in reality, she's seeing him butt up right here. And how do you know that? Watch. I'll show you. You see his crisscross legs? You can see him go through here. You can see him in the stars. Watch. Here's the crisscross legs in the stars. Let me just veer down on that for you a little bit, and you can see the crisscross legs in the stars. There they are. How can you miss that? Boom. There's his crisscross legs, kneecaps. Okay, but when he turns around and he gets into his movements, how come he's everywhere? Well, there's a perfect reason for that. Why he's everywhere? Because he is everywhere. How can he be everywhere? That's Leo. That's all I can say. Leo put him everywhere. I found him. Don't shoot the messenger. So here is one of his tricks. Now I could stay in this thing for years. See how his face sits up in here and it turns into a bird nose. And here's, see, and actually if you take a look, that is a bird going the other way. But if you put her body right up in here and you see how it actually forms, it also draws to me the knowledge that I know that in this area has I call it the Statue of Liberty. And my belief, if you see these turns, these curves, you can see how they curve throughout. Okay, they actually have these little spikes, and they have this in the X-rays in the Mona Lisa. That looks like the Statue of Liberty. So here's one of the same things in a smaller photo. But when his hand, now here's a different movement in a larger form. When his hand goes across, you can see his crown, how it's going to fit in here and in the inner part of the V, and then gives you the movement. And you'll see how his hand comes down here and his finger goes. You can see part of it and part of his arm in the shadow of the fog of cloud. So when you put this up and you see it, how it fits perfect, and you see how his finger goes right to here. Well, he gives the movement of this finger. You can see the long finger. Watch. You can see the dots. So that means his finger goes to here and moves back and forth. And it goes to here, 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 here. That means his hand keeps going higher and higher and higher. And so in other words, it keeps shifting higher and higher and higher. That's Leo for you. Again, if you want to know if that's the right spot, it's good luck. But let me tell you for sure. If you take a look at the hat fits in the stars and it runs across. You see how the curve of the hat goes? Okay, well, here's the stars. Here's the curve of the hat. Here's the curve of the hat. It moves. He does this. So where he throws his hat, it moves. See? Look, that's on a real good spot right there. And there's another good spot right there. And then when you shift it on down, you can tell there's going to be another good spot right here. So here's another one, but let me just show you even another one. I mean, I really set this up for you. I did some work. Okay, so you see this, and you see the larger one. The larger of the skull, and when you lay this particular V right into this V area, and it will shift, and you can see how it fits in there fairly decent. Now you got some lateral movement. You can move it, see? But you can see her eyes. Absolutely, here's her face. Absolutely flawless. Okay, look at that. How can you beat that? Look at her face. Let me move it. You see her face right there. Here's one of the eyes. There's the eye. There's the eye. And her face actually moves. You can see it and turns to you. Here's the eye. Here's the eye. Here's the nose. She's everywhere. I can shift her up and fit her right in there. See? That's the way he is. He makes her everywhere. Okay, let's put it this way. If you love someone and you're obsessed with them, what would you do? You would paint her forever. And that's what he basically did. He painted her his whole life over and over and over. Why? He was massively in love with her. Okay? He was crazy genius, crazy in love. Now, okay, now there's a God, okay? I love my God great. But let's get into this coronavirus for a second. Just a thought, please. Okay, I want you guys to keep the distance, please. Wow, look at that face. Eye, nose. Look at that. You can't get. Wow. How can you say my woman's not in there? Of course, nobody has. But wow, beautiful. Just unbelievable. If you really see, you got art, you can see what I'm talking about. Here's nose brim. Here it is over here too, the one we were dealing in. I know when you look at it a whole, it really is confusing. Okay, so you gotta focus. All right, focus. Be an art person and get into your work, and you can see her. See her? Wow. Okay, so I'm going to show you the Statue of Liberty. Now, the Statue of Liberty actually fits in here too, like I said, with the prongs. So you take this and you hold this down, and I take this, I call the Statue of Liberty, and this is an X-ray, and this is the statue right here. So I grab this and I pull it out of the way so I can get the larger, and I blow up the Statue of Liberty. That's what I call the Statue of Liberty. See it right there? Doesn't it kind of look like the Statue of Liberty right there? Right there. So I'm going to zoom in for you. Huh? Going on an angle though. Okay? My belief is that the Mona itself has the Statue of Liberty across her. So if you reduce this down and get it, this fits. Why? Because these arrows, okay, these arrows fit in the works. See? It fits in the works. So here's the statue, puts on up, and that's where the statue is. But you see how the statue's right here larger? Okay, and then how small this is? But in my painting, it is also larger. Okay, see, because he makes this turns. Watch. See? And you know it's fitting. And what's odd is that you can get into this deal here, and you will see how the skull actually fits within my painting. Watch. I just noticed that. We're going to put this like this. We're going to move this over, and this is at what percent? I want to put it back at 800. Okay. So now we're at 378 or something. That's pretty much the general area. Is where it's going to go. I know it looks kind of odd, but you can see how the eye fits in the hole. So mine's probably been over x-rayed on this particular one. I would have to take this x-ray and keep playing until I got it, because the Statue of Liberty's here too. Okay, and you that's what you just have to do. You just have to find out what layers, because if you follow my 600 YouTubes or better, it's probably about 630 or so, and you'll know that different layers and different, kind of like turning up your stove, different heat points of penetration changes the photo dramatically. And then pulling each color by reducing all the whites or all the blacks, or just making it black and white, or pulling the reds, highlight the other. Now watch what happens if I just go to this and I go to invert. A massive change to wonder, whoops, of what's hidden in here. So I inverted the black one. So let me change it back. Okay. See? So you have to really analyze your work. So listen, Gavin, you're doing a fine job. Oh, and about the coronavirus. You know how they have Bianca Blast? How we used to, before we had Tic Tacs, we gargle with scope and all that stuff. They used to spray that, and it used to kill your germs like scope. And you know, this is just, I'm not saying anything besides just keep an open mind, and just for the doctors or anybody, okay, to do. But you remember also, you hear about somebody having asthma and they shoot into their lungs, but apparently that's steroids, and so that's not going to work. But they do have something that shoots. But is there something sterile like that can shoot, kind of like an asthma person? I don't know. well, maybe they're working on something that, of course, it would only be considered a treatment and not a cure, my belief. Oh, look at that. That's a big face. An eye, big nose, and a mouth. That's a big face when you look at it in a complete general like that. Very cool. That's his way. He does these tricks. That's unbelievable. But anyway, what I'm just trying to say is we have a lot of stuff. So we have a lot of stuff. People like me that try to think outside the box. Please don't go run all this spray, all that stuff. Or scope, goggle, have clean hygiene, wash your hands, wear a mask, all that stuff. But also the wand they made, the wand they made that cost $129, used to wave it over your sheets and UV and used to kill stuff. I mentioned why radiation and stuff like that they X-ray, or they couldn't throw a light in you with a string or something and they light you up a little bit. And they have to control it with a dimmer switch or something. All I want them to know is that there's a lot of little avenues, and I'm sure we got a lot of extremely smart people out there, and inventors and MacGyvers and everything else of that sort. So I'm not asking anybody to do any of that stuff, because there's 3 different types of UVs and there's all kinds of things like that. But what I'm trying to say is that we got some great people out there trying to think outside the box to benefit the world. And the best thing for you to do is to stay home, wear a mask, don't go out unless you have to. Remember, anytime you do social or anything of that sort with anybody, you are putting them at risk, including yourself. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm not a violent person and whatnot, but if somebody came over here and I told them to wear a mask and they just deliberately, and my mom died, you better hold me back. You better hold me back, okay? Because I love my mom dearly. So please understand that we all have our breaking points. We all have our love and our degree, and we all have our gods, and we all have people to use sense. Don't go out drinking this bunch of stuff of anything in which that's off the wall, okay? Because it's just not right. All I'm trying to do is just keep you at home and safe, and may God help us all, and may God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens. Thumbs up. Take that broken finger, put a splint on it, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, hit the view button. Pass it on to your brothers, pass it on to your friends, pass it on to your lovers, pass it on to your teacher. Yeah, that sounds good. About time I got something that rhymed. Anyway, and stay safe, okay? I love you guys. I haven't met you, but we're all on this earth. All live together, no matter. It's not just USA. We're all in it. One big ball of love, okay? In Jesus' name, amen.